throughout the run-in, we've been commenting on the split between what the polls were telling us and what the betting markets were saying. So basically, the polls were saying that the Leave vote was going to win. The Leave vote was in the lead. Yet, the betting markets were confident that it was going to be Remain. Not only the betting markets, but the financial markets with currencies and stock markets, indices, all pointing in the direction of a victory for Remain. And we all know what actually happened. So, here we can just see a CNBC article commenting on this very point. So polls are saying Brexit is not likely, but betting markets say it isn't. And I'd even kind of called it, that basically the Leave have a slight lead. And it was actually pretty accurate. It was a couple of percent, and it was a victory for Leave, 48-52. So what do we get from that? Well, for me, it would be to basically have faith in quants, believe in the data. As a quant, you want to actually measure things and act on your data, which is exactly what pollsters do. You sample, you correct for effects that you're aware of, so you want to make sure that you're not, so you want a random sample, but you want to be picking a representative sample, and all kinds of effects which the experienced expert pollsters would be well aware of. So that is the approach of the pollster. Relying on the market is kind of more mysticism. You're kind of going, oh, the market knows. It does, and we can't explain things step by step. We can't go, oh, here's 5 pieces of data and then work our way up from raw facts to complex things, processes. I was thinking along these lines even yesterday, and thinking of maybe even creating a video about, the whole wisdom of the markets and how do we explain that? What do we mean by that? What evidence do we have of the wisdom of the markets? And because there are dangers. Essentially the thing was that if you just spend a little bit of money, relatively speaking, you could have swung the betting exchanges. So, I'd be kind of going, oh, this is a mature market. There's been 20 million bet. But say you're say you're a hedge fund or you're a big bank, billions of dollars, euros, or whatever in investments. So the stock market is very cheap, or was, with tension about what's going to happen. So say you buy a few billion worth of shares, and then you spend a few million betting, showing confidence that the Remain is going to win. Remember, that's how things seem to happen. Basically, the Remain, the betting exchanges were saying we're going to remain. And from that, we gained confidence. The stock market started going up. It started paying attention to the small market comparably. So you have these huge markets like the stock markets, currencies, and the like. Yet they were being guided by the far smaller market, which is the betting market. So that seems very open to, uh, misuse. And we're aware that this kind of stuff happens in finance. I mean, it makes sense. It's a profitable, it would be a profitable way to spend your money. Not that I know, not that we know that anything like this actually happened, but it could. But in the end, I kind of went, no, look, the reason that I was following the betting markets was because they had done very well in anticipating the Scottish referendum. So my faith in like the evidence, the reason that I was paying attention to the betting exchanges was the fact that they had previously done well. So it's complex. In fact, in the run-in, in the as things were happening, the betting markets were all over the place. As the election, as the polls closed, I was looking at and suddenly the market seemed to think that the yes vote was going to be more than 55%. So the chances of a no shot up. You could get like 10-1. No one, I mean, it didn't. No one was willing to put any money on a Brexit. But then, as some counts came in, the market just totally swung, and it came back to, oh, it's going to be between 50 and 55. Then it became evens. It was unsure what was going to happen, and then it was something like 10-1 for it to be a Remain. So it's a tricky business. So that's basically the end of the Brexit referendum. What's going to happen? Who knows? Should be interesting. And there's bound to be trading opportunities, which we'll cover. Enjoy the weekend and the football.